So how did you two end up together for this? Ari, you did the first season, right? But Joel, you came in for the second season. Is that right? How'd you get together?
Well, Joel was playing already all the guitar, most of the guitar parts on the first season. Like I was working with my friend Amin Batia on the first season, and neither of us play guitar particularly well. I can dabble a little bit, but we needed a good guitar player for the show. It was clear, and I can tell you more about how I met Joel, but when season 2 rolled around, Amin just decided that it wasn't really for him, the palette of the show. He was kind of more interested in working on sci-fi and larger sort of sounding scores, which he's terrific at, orchestral stuff, and the sound of Sullivan's is not that. It's very small. It's very intimate. It's very, guitar, piano, a little bit of strings, a little bit of bass, and so he bowed out, and it was pretty obvious to me that Joel should step in because he just already knew the sound of the show, and we had already been collaborating together on some other things, so it was not a big leap for us to start working together on this.
Yeah. Was it any question for you, Joel, that you wanted to step into a composer role, or?
Oh, no, not at all. Like, yeah, I mean, Ari and I had, like he said, we've been working together for, how long, Ari? Like, is it around 10 years? Like,
I would say so, yeah.
And most of that chunk was as me as a session player. And the show Ride, which is a show that kind of connected Ari and I and Amin all on the same show. We all worked on that show. That was a show that had essentially a lot of folk kind of Americana stuff. And that's something I have a deep background in. Like, that's my wheelhouse. Just as Ari has a deep background with piano and strings, and, really drawing on each other's strengths on that show, I'd say. And so for Sullivan's, it's acoustic guitar. So, for me, my background as a producer, working with singer-songwriters and building albums and songs, and particularly a lot of kind of simpler songs that really strike a chord, it was a natural fit. And I was very hungry for it, too. I was really excited to get that tap on the shoulder to do the gig with Ari.
Yeah. Well, and I love that the two of you built on each other's strengths. And I think that having that simpler score works really well because this is a very dialogue heavy show. And so you really just want to have more of like an undercurrent and helping them, helping the audience feel what the people are feeling. And I just think that when someone is performing or composing on their main instrument, there's like a deep level of understanding and there's a little bit more of an emotional connection. And Joel, just looking, you've got like 15 guitars back there? It's
more.
How many do you have?
None of your business.
So it's very obvious that you live and breathe this guitar. And Ari,
I mean, there's a mandolin. Yeah.
Oh, there's a mandolin too.
They're everywhere. It's almost embarrassing, but they're all tools and they all are different sounds. And I'm not a collector, right? There's some oddball instruments. There's some in rough shape. There's some very fine instruments. They all have a purpose.
Right. Exactly.
Anyways, I'm just justifying my
there's no need to justify.
Expenses.
I have a problem collecting things too. Although you're not collecting, they're all tools. But which guitar did you use for this one, for Sullivan's?
For Sullivan's, there's a primary guitar, acoustic guitar that I use. It's a Martin 018. It's a small body acoustic that's kind of a parlor type size guitar. I'm using in particular this year. I have a Taylor that's really beautiful, older kind of 1980s Taylor. I have a really small soprano nylon string guitar.
Okay.
That's nice for kind of more delicate moments. It's it's a $100 guitar. It's just an example. And I have a Japanese Yamaha nylon that's really nice. That sometimes gets used, but to be honest, a lot of it is on two acoustic guitars and some open tunings and things like that. But a lot of the score can happen on acoustic.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how about you, Ari? For the piano, did you use like a digital piano, or did you actually record an acoustic piano?
I mean, I have an acoustic piano that I
Yeah.
play a lot, um, and I often work out ideas on it, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't be very practical
Mm-hmm.
to be doing it for this show. Not only, I mean, mainly because the sounds of the pianos that I use, and I do use quite a few different sounds,
Right.
um, they tend to be quite muted and
Right.
very sort of soft. Sometimes it's a felt piano sound, where the
Mm-hmm.
felt's between I mean, you obviously know what that means, but like, it's just that very kind of muted. I don't even know if I have a better way to describe it, but it's like that if you did it with my grand piano upstairs, it wouldn't sound right for the
Right.
show, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I have a habit of buying lots of different piano libraries. I'm sure it's a much less expensive habit than Joel's guitar habit,
We're not talking about that.
Well, the grand piano upstairs is not less expensive.
No, that's true. That's true. But I do like to collect these different piano libraries, and I'll keep quite a few of them in my template so that at any moment I could jump to this one or that one.
All right.
A word might be intimate too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the sounds, like it really feels like they're upright pianos, and it really feels like the soundboard is open and there's the felt is there and the strings are exposed, and it's a really
also,
intimate sound.
and
It
even
is.
just hearing the noise of the piano, like just the mechanical sort of sound of the lever lifting, and you hear the noise of the hammer hitting, or the sound of the dampers lifting up and
Yeah.
down. Like there's something about that seems to work well in the show. Whereas, there's other times where I might just use a really bright sounding studio piano for in a different context, right? So
Wait, so there's an instrument, like there's like a piano sound, a piano library that you can hear the damper pedal? Like you can hear it?
oh
Which
yeah,
one is that?
yeah.
That's amazing. What is that?
Well, there's lots of them actually.
Really?
I can, yeah, I mean, I can look up my template here, but there's a wonderful library from a company called Spectrasonics. They make this instrument called Keyscape, and so it has tons of different, not just acoustic pianos, but also electric pianos and various sorts of plucked pianos and mini toy pianos and that kind of stuff. But they have like a felt piano that's beautiful, and yeah, you can dial in how much you want to hear the damper noise, how much you want to hear the release of the keys. Like it's very, very deeply sampled.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, someone put a lot of effort into that for sure.
They've come
Wow.
a long way, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And that just creates this amazing, like you said, Joel, intimate sound.